देवे गौरवाण प्रचारण निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारण नारायण नमस्कृतं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So we see the chapter. This is a very beautiful chapter. Brahmaji's prayer for his service. Before Brahmaji begins his service, he is seeking the blessings, the empowerment of the Supreme Lord. And in the first 5 verses that we have discussed, this is talking about the beautiful form of the Lord, Rupam. And the form of the Lord is always all auspicious. It invokes auspiciousness in the entire creation. Bhuvana Mangala Mangalaya. The 4th verse, Brahmaji is speaking that your form is most auspicious for the entire creation. And the 5th verse was the verse to memorize. Remember? Anyone who has memorized the 5th verse? Very good, Ramya. Boliye. Unmute karo aur bolo. A little louder.
ये तु त्वदीय चरणाम्बुजकोशगन्धम् जिघ्रन्ति कर्णविवरहि श्रुतिवातनीतम् भक्त्या गृहीतचरणपराय च तेषाम् नायपसि नाथ हृदयम्बुरुहत्सपुंसम्.
Excellent. Excellent. One more time. गौरांगी, तुम भी सुनो मम्मी को. हाँ, तुम भी याद करो.
ये तु त्वदीय चरणाम्बुजकोशगन्धम् जिघ्रन्ति कर्णविवरहि श्रुतिवातनीतम् भक्त्या गृहीतचरणपराय च तेषाम् नायपसि नाथ हृदयम्बुरुहत्सपुंसम्.
जय हो. जय हो. Beautiful. बहुत अच्छा. Yes. पुरुषोत्तम प्रभु, आपने हाथ उठाया था.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, अमोहा को भी याद हो.
वेरी गुड. बोलिए अमोहा जी.
एतो तदीया चरणाम्बुजको सुगन्धं जिघ्रन्ति कर्णविवरे श्रुतिवातनीतं भक्त्या गीतचरणपर्याय तेषां नपेषि नाथ हृदयम्बुरुहत्सपुंसाम्.
जय हो. जय हो. Even more sweeter. First was sugar. This is even more condensed sugar. जय हो. Very sweet. One more time. रिकॉर्ड कर लो भाई. रिकॉर्ड करके भेजो. बार बार सुनेंगे. गाओ.
एतो तदीया चरणाम्बुजको सुगन्धं जिघ्रन्ति कर्णविवरे श्रुतिवातनीतं भक्त्या गीतचरणपर्याय तेषां नपेषि नाथ हृदयम्बुरुहत्सपुंसाम्.
भगवान तो एकदम पिघल जाएंगे तुम्हारा ये सुन के ना. जगन्नाथ जी नाचने लगेंगे. उनको सुनाया नहीं सुनाया जगन्नाथ जी को? हाँ, सुना देना. सोने से पहले उनको सुना देना. और कल उठेंगे तो भी सुना देना. ठीक है? वो प्रसन्न हो जाएंगे. उनको रोज एक श्लोक सुनाया करो. ठीक है? रोज जगन्नाथ जी को 1-2 श्लोक जरूर सुनाया करो. और सबसे ज्यादा इससे प्रसन्न हो. यस रियांशी, योर टर्न.
हरे कृष्ण. ये तु त्वदीया चरणाम्बुजकोशगन्धं जिघ्रन्ति कर्णाविवरे श्रुतिवातनीतं भक्त्या गृहीतां चरणः परया च तेषां न पेशिनाथ हृदयं गुरुहाक् स्वपुंसाम्.
My day has become very successful. I will share something very, very important with you, very confidential with you today. Krishna willing. If Krishna allows. I found it in the morning session. Very good. Priyanka?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
हेतु तदीय चरणाम्बुजकोशगन्धं जिघ्रान्ति कर्णाविवरे श्रुतिवातनीतं भक्त्या गृहीतां चरणः परयाय तेषां नापेशिनाथ हृदयं गुरुः स्वपुंसा.
जय हो. प्रभुज, चार प्रभुज हैं, इनमें से किसी ने प्रयास किया? हाँ? रविंदर प्रभु, दयाशील, पुरुषोत्तम, प्रदीप, एनी वन ऑफ यू? सारी माताओं ने फुल मार्क्स ले लिए, 100%. बोलो खाता तो खोलो यार, 4 में से कम जगह में 1-2 तो बोलो.
ये तु त्वदीया चरणाम्बुजकोशगन्धं जिघ्रन्ति कर्णाविवरे श्रुतिवातनीतं भक्त्या गृहीता चरणपराय च तेषां नप्यासिनादा हृदयाम्बुरात् स्वपुंसम्. हरि.
Very good, Pradeep. Very good. Your daughters? Anyone has memorized? You see how sharp is Amoha and Reanshi? I just said once. They have picked up. Okay, Dayashil. तो भैया गजब हो जाएगा अगर आप भी सुना दोगे तो आज रिकॉर्ड टूट जाएगा.
तो ये आधा आधा दो लाइन है.
आधा आधा गौरांगी सुनाएगी. हाँ, चलो आप दोनों मिलके आधा आधा कर लो. रम्या की हेल्प नहीं लेना. बोलो. हाँ बोलो.
कर्णाविवरे श्रुतिवातनीतं भक्त्या गृहीतं चरणाच परायतेषं
नापेशनाथा हृदयं गुरुहात् स्वपुंसाम्. एक बार फिर ट्राई करो. बोलो दयाशील प्रभु.
ये तु त्वदीया चरणाम्बुज कोशगन्धं जिघ्रन्ति कर्णविवरे श्रुतिवातनीतं भक्त्या गृहीतं शरणं पराया च तेषां
नापेशनाथा हृदयं गुरुहात् स्वपुंसाम्.
स्वपुंसम्.
बच गए भैया रविंदर बाबू. हाँ, बाकी तो सबने सुना दिया. प्रयास भी नहीं किए ना, ये गलत बात है.
कि प्रभु जी मैंने किया था, एक ही लाइन मैंने याद है, वो आगे याद
भैया
नहीं है.
सुन लो, लिख के याद करना पड़ेगा, ऐसे नहीं होगा. लिख के याद करोगे तो होगा, वरना होगा नहीं. ठीक है, इन बच्चों को याद होगा क्योंकि ये बाय बर्थ दे आर ब्लेस्ड. हम लोग बाय बर्थ डिवोटी नहीं, हम तो अभी भी नहीं बने. ये फर्क है. ये एक बार सुनेंगे इनको याद हो जाएगा, हमें नहीं याद होगा, हमें बार बार प्रयास करना पड़ेगा. चलो, बहुत नेक्टर है इन सारी प्रेयर्स में, बहुत नेक्टर है. आगे बढ़ते हैं. So Brahma ji is praying, and now he will speak on behalf of the conditioned souls. Tavad bhayam dravinadraeha sruhin shoka spriha paribhav vipulascha lobha tavan mameti asad avgraharti moolam Yavanate angrimabhyam pravanita loka. So he says, "Oh my Lord, the people of the world are embarrassed by all material anxieties. They are always afraid. Shoka, spriha, paribhava. They always try to protect their wealth, body, and friends. They are filled with lamentation and unlawful desires concerning their paraphernalia. Shoka is lamentation, spriya is desires, and paribhav is paraphernalia. So, materialistic people, they are always in lamentation, they are always in material distress. And why? Because of material desires. And they avariciously base their understanding on the perishable conception of mine and mine. As long as they do not take shelter of your safe lotus feet, they are full of such anxieties. Tavan mameti asad avagraha arti moolam. Arti is distress. What is your arti? Yeah, full of anxieties. The same thing. Yavan nate angri, because they do not take shelter of your lotus feet, which is abhayam, which provides fearlessness. Pravarnita lokaha. Purport. One may question how one can always think of the Lord in regard to his name, fame, qualities, etc. अमोहा बैठो सुनो. अमोहा कहाँ घूम रही? बैठ के सुनो. ब्रह्मा जी बोल रहे हैं ना, सुनो. ब्रह्मा जी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात बोल रहे हैं. नहीं तो हम भी वही करते रहेंगे. हाँ, क्या रहता रहेगा? शोक रहेगा, स्पृहा रहेगा, असत अवग्रह रहेगा. इससे तो दूर रहना है ना, तो सुनना पड़ेगा. सुनो, सुनने की बहुत महिमा है, अभी बताएंगे आपको. If one is embarrassed by thoughts of family's affairs, everyone in the material world is full of thoughts about how to maintain his family, how to protect his wealth, how to keep pace with friends and relatives, etc. Thus, he is always in fear and lamentation, trying to maintain the status quo. ये सबसे बड़ा समस्या है. क्या स्टेटस quo का मतलब समझे? His status in society. कि लोग क्या कहेंगे, लोग क्या सोचेंगे. In answer to this question, this verse spoken by Brahma is very appropriate. A pure devotee of the Lord never thinks of himself as the proprietor of his home. He surrenders everything unto the supreme control of the Lord. And thus he has no fear for maintaining his family or protecting the interest of his family. Because of this surrender, he no longer has any attraction for wealth. Even if there is attraction for wealth, it is not for sense enjoyment, but for the service of the Lord. A pure devotee may appear to be attracted to accumulating wealth just like an ordinary man. But the difference is that a devotee acquires money for the service of the Lord. We will discuss this. What does it mean that to acquire money for the service of the Lord? Whereas an ordinary man acquires money for his sense enjoyment. Thus, the acquisition of wealth by a devotee is not a source of anxieties, as is the case of worldly man. And because the pure devotee accepts everything for the purpose of serving the Lord, the poisonous teeth of accumulation of wealth are extracted. If a snake has its poisonous teeth removed, then bites a man, there is no fatal effect. Similarly, wealth accumulated for the cause of the Lord has no poisonous teeth, and the effect is not fatal. A pure devotee is never entangled in material worldly affairs, even though he may remain in the world like an ordinary man. I will share one verse with you. Today morning we were studying in the Bhakti Vaibhav section. One moment. That what is the purpose of family life and why, how one utilizes the wealth. I think it is 5.5.5.3. Okay. See, this is the devotee. The devotees, why, how they are different. Those who are interested in reviving Krishna consciousness and increasing their love of Godhead do not like to do anything that is not related to Krishna. They are not interested in mingling with people who are busy maintaining their bodies, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. They are not attached to their homes, although they may be householders. It is for all of us. Nor are they attached to wife, children, friends, or wealth. At the same time, they are not indifferent to the execution of their duty. They are not irresponsible. Such people are interested in collecting only enough money to keep the body and soul together. Prabhupada's purport: whether he is an impersonalist or a devotee, one who is actually interested in advancing spiritually should not mingle with those who are simply interested in maintaining the body by means of so-called advancement of civilization. Those who are interested in spiritual life should not be attached to homely comforts in the company of wives, children, friends, and so forth. Even if one is a grihastha and has to earn his livelihood, he should be satisfied by collecting only enough money to maintain body and soul together. One should not have more than nor less than that. As indicated herein, a householder should endeavor, not that he should not endeavor. He has to work hard to earn money for the execution of bhakti yoga, shravanam kirtanam, Vishnu smaranam, padasevanam, archanam, vandanam, dasyam, sakyam, atmanivedanam. A householder should lead such a life that he gets full opportunity to hear and chant. This is the purpose of earning money, so that he has the opportunity for hearing and chanting. I am again repeating. A householder should lead such a life that he gets full opportunity. Not just opportunity. Prabhupada is saying full opportunity to hear and chant. He should worship the deity at home. First is Shravanam Kirtanam. Second is Archanam. Worship. Observe festivals. Invite friends. And give them prasad. So I was thinking about what we were studying in the morning that I will share. So these are the 4 purposes of earning money. What is the first? Full opportunity to hear and chant, worship the deities, observe festival, and invite friends and give them prasad. A householder should earn money for this purpose, not for sense gratification. This is teachings of Lord Rishabdev to his sons. 553. Okay. Next verse is even more intense. Very beautiful verse. देवेन ते हत धियो भवता प्रसंग सर्व अशुभ उपसमानात् विमुखा इंद्रिया ये कुर्वन् सर्व अशुभ उपशमानात् विमुखा इंद्रिया ये कुर्वन्ति काम सुख लेश लवायदीना लोभ अभिभूत मनसो akushalani shashvat. O my Lord, persons who are bereft of all auspicious performance of chanting and hearing about your transcendental activities are certainly unfortunate. and are also bereft of good sense. They engage in inauspicious activities, enjoying sense gratification for a very little time. So here he is saying that those persons who do not engage in the performing of chanting and hearing about your transcendental activities are most unfortunate and bereft of good sense. And they engage in all kind of inauspicious activities. Kurvanti kama sukha lesha lavaya dina. Why? Because they are not having hiyo bhavata prasanga. Hiya is intelligence. One of the functions of intelligence is memory. So they do not engage their intelligence in hearing your glories. The next question is why people are against such auspicious activities as chanting and hearing. We see that. We try to engage people, introduce people to Krishna consciousness, and try to tell them that please, this is something which is most important, and this is one thing you should not neglect. What is hearing and chanting? But the point is, they don't see any benefit. Why? Because they are foolish. And where they see benefit, they only see benefit in material pleasures. So they cannot subscribe to this recommendation. So Prabhupada is saying the next question is why people are against such auspicious activities as chanting and hearing the glories and pastimes of the Lord, which can bring total freedom from the cares and anxieties of material existence. The only answer to this question is that they are unfortunate. Why? Because of supernatural control to their offensive activities. Because they are offensive. They are unintelligent. Not only they are unintelligent, they are foolish, but also they are offensive. Offensive activities performed simply for the sake of sense gratification. The Lord's pure devotee, however, take compassion upon such unfortunate persons, and in a missionary spirit, try to persuade them to take to the line of devotional service. Only by the grace of pure devotees can such unfortunate men be elevated to the position of transcendental service. So this process of hearing and chanting is so very powerful. Actually, the progress of any aspirant or any sadhaka in the process of bhakti is majorly dependent on the process of hearing and chanting. Why do I say so? I will share with you. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the very confidential aspects of bhakti. He did not give it to anyone and everyone, the people in general, but he taught it to his very confidential associates, Srila Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. Especially the most intimate, the loving mellows of Krishna consciousness, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he shared in the heart directly of Srila Rupa Goswami. So in the morning, I had a class today in Punjabi Bagh, and there also they gave me Chaitanya Charitamrita. And this was the chapter. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructs Srila Rupa Goswami. So there the very famous, the Mahaprabhu is giving the discourse and he is defining that amongst the various species of life, there are 8,400,000 species of life, 84 lakh. And amongst 8,400,000 species of life, human species is very less. It is only 400,000. And in that human species also of 400,000, there are majority of those who do not accept Vedas. They are Malichas, Shabar, and Bauddhas. Those who are not Sanatanis, non-Sanatanis. How much is the population now? 7 billion. World population is around 7 billion. And out of 7 billion, how many are accepting the Sanatan Dharma or the Vaishnava Dharma? What will be the percentage? Not even 2% or 3%. 97% or 98% people are what? They are all atheists. They don't accept the authority of the Vedas. And amongst those 2%, those who are following, majority of them are karmanist. Those who are fruitive. They are all Sakam Bhaktas. And amongst the millions of Sakam Bhakta, there is one who is a Jnani. Sakam Bhakta means that he thinks that he has come in this world to enjoy. The body is meant for material enjoyment. So he uses the Vedas for material enjoyment. In this life, and also after this life, he wants to go to the heavenly planets to enjoy. So 96% of the people are Karma Kandis or Sakam Bhakta. Then amongst millions of Karmanists, there is one Jnani. Who is a Jnani? Jnani is one who knows that he is not this body. He is a spirit soul. But his goal is not to perform service to the Lord. His goal is to attain liberation. So amongst millions of Jnanis, there is one who actually attains liberation. He is called a Mukta. Siddhanam api Muktanam. And amongst millions of Mukta, there is one rare who is a Bhakta. And for such Bhakta, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that among such Bhaktas who are wandering, Brahmand Brahmite Kaun Bhagyavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Paye Bhakti Lata Bij. So he receives the Bhakti Lata Bija. Bhakti Lata is different and Bija is different. This is what I want to emphasize very clearly. So what he receives is the Bija. Who drops out? Pradeep. Okay, hear very attentively. Manoram is not hearing. So this Bija, from where the Bhakti Lata comes, how it comes, how one receives the Bija of Bhakti, what is your understanding? How one gets the Bhakti Bij? Bolo? Bolo, Ravinder?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
We got the bija from spiritual master in Parampara.
Yeah. One can receive the Bij. I was hearing His Holiness Radha Govind Swami Maharaj. Also, Prabhupada is writing in his purport from Sadhu Kripa. The Bija comes from those who have it in their heart. Those who do not have, how can they give? Yeah. It is by the spiritual master or a sadhu who is pleased by the bhakta who is serving them. And it is also said that it is through the faith. Faith in what? Faith in sadhu or faith in guru. Prabhupada writes a very beautiful statement. I'll read out that section. Okay. This is 151, verse number. That By the mercy of both Krishna and the spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of the creeper of devotional service. And if one receives the seed, then it is not that the seed will fructify on its own and it will start growing. No. See what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, the second verse. Mali hoya kare sei bija aropana Shravana kirtana jale karaye sichana. When a person receives the seed of devotional service, he should take care of it by becoming a gardener. So gardener is not guru. This misconception we should never have. Guru or sadhu, he gives the seed. Who has to become the gardener? Who has received the seed. And how he becomes the gardener? This is very interesting. He becomes the gardener by watering it. And what is the watering process? Of Shravan and Kirtanam. Hearing and chanting, the seed will begin to sprout. If there is no hearing and chanting, even if we receive the seed, it is of no value. Because it will never sprout. It will never manifest. Okay, please hear the purport very attentively. I'll take a little longer class today. To live with devotees or to live in a temple means to associate with Shravanam and Kirtanam process. What it means to have devotee association or temple life means to be in Shravanam and Kirtanam process. Sometimes neophyte devotees think that they can continue the Shravan Kirtan process without worshipping the deity. But the execution of such Shravanam Kirtanam is meant for highly developed devotees like Haridas Thakur, who engage in the Shravanam Kirtanam process without worshipping the deity. However, one should not falsely imitate Haridas Thakur and abandon deity worship to try to engage solely in Shravan Kirtan. This is not possible for neophyte devotees. You remember? 4 things Prabhupada said why a grahastha should earn. What was the first item, Pradeep? Why a grahastha should earn money? Quickly speak, don't take time and waste time. I just told you. What is the first item? The purpose of earning money. You have not noted? And how can you apply in your life? Purushottam?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, hearing and chanting.
Yes, Shravanam and Kirtanam. And what is the second item, Ravinder? Why you should earn money?
Deity worship.
Deity worship. For neophyte, there is neither deity worship without Shravanam and Kirtanam, and there is no Shravanam and Kirtanam without deity worship. Both are parallel tracks. If you don't have deity in the house, that means there is no Shravanam and Kirtanam. And if you don't do Shravanam and Kirtanam, then there is no deity worship. What was the third thing, Dayashil? What was the third reason of?
Inviting
No, that is not third. You
observing
are very
festival.
poor in hearing. What was the third?
Observing festival.
Yes, observing festival. This Sunday you are observing?
प्रभु जी सोनिका माता जी से बात हुआ था वो 18 को आने वाली है.
अच्छा चलो ठीक है 18th को करो. ठीक है, no problem. अभी समझ लो, there should not be only one festival in a year. That is very much, what should I say, Kripana. That is not Bhakta. That is Kripana. And fourth is also you should invite people for prasad. सुन रहे हो पुरुषोत्तम? डोंट वरी फॉर मनी, यू ऑब्जर्व द प्रिंसिपल. आई नो सम डिवोटीज, यू ऑल नो हिज ग्रेस राधाचरण प्रभु. हम लोग जाते हैं मायापुर, देखा है कितने किस किस को बुलाते हैं वो अपने घर प्रसाद के लिए, कितने कितने लोगों को बुलाते हैं. मोहन प्रभु के साथ 150 भक्तों को बुलाते. उसके अलावा पूरे साल भर पता नहीं कितने महाराजों को, किस किस को नहीं बुलाते. मुझे भी नहीं छोड़ते मेरे साथ. मैं कहता हूँ मैं अकेले नहीं आऊंगा तो बोले ले आओ, सबको ले आओ, जितने हैं सबको ले आओ. वो कोई पैसा तो नहीं कमाते ना. उनको 20 साल से तो मैं देख रहा हूँ, 1 रुपए नहीं कमाते. सब जगह जाते हैं, सब जगह खर्चा करते हैं. हाँ, फेथ है. और फेथ क्या है? जो एक्टिविटी है वो कर रहे हैं, वो डर नहीं रहे. अभी हमने पढ़ा, ये डिफरेंस है डिवोटी में और नॉन डिवोटी में. नॉन डिवोटी इज ऑलवेज फियरफुल इन हिज हार्ट, हिज एंजाइटी इज देयर, इनसिक्योरिटी इज देयर. दिस इज एक्चुअली द प्रोसेस ऑफ सरेंडर बाबा. इफ यू डू दिस 4 एक्टिविटी, दैट इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ सरेंडर. सरेंडर का ये मतलब नहीं है कि हाथ ऊपर उठा लिया, मुंडी नीचे करा दी. वो दैट इज नॉट सरेंडर, दैट इज ओनली शो ऑफ सरेंडर. सरेंडर मीन्स टू फॉलो द प्रिंसिपल्स. Okay, so we go forward. So see, even if one becomes initiated, he has got the bhakti beej, but that bhakti beej will not sprout. There is no advantage to him if he does not do this sichan, if he does not become a pali. And what is the process of Shravanam and Kirtanam? And believe me, Shravanam and Kirtanam will not drop from the heaven. श्रवणम और कीर्तनम हम इतने सारे लोगों को जोड़ते हैं, लगाते हैं, सब भाग जाते हैं थोड़े दिनों के बाद, सब टाइम टाइम फिस. क्योंकि जिनके हार्ट में ये सब स्प्रिया है वो नहीं आ पाएंगे श्रवणम और कीर्तनम. वो बार बार निकल जाएंगे, बार बार लाके उनको जोड़ेंगे, वो हाथ छुड़ा के बार बार फंस. संभव नहीं है. क्यों? क्योंकि अभी भोगने की इच्छा है, इसलिए भक्ति लता का क्या नहीं होगा? भक्ति लता फूटेगी ही नहीं. पहले तो बीज ही नहीं मिलेगा. अगर कृपा से बीज मिल भी गया तो बीज का, उसकी जो लता है वो उसमें से मैनिफेस्ट नहीं होगी. अभी आगे देखो, एक एक स्टेप बाय स्टेप प्रभुपाद जी समझा रहे. The word Guru Prasad indicates that the spiritual master is very merciful in bestowing the boon of devotional service upon the disciple. And how he bestows the boon of devotional service? By again this 2 aspects, Shravanam Kirtanam, deity worship. That is the best possible gift the spiritual master has to offer. Those with a background of pious life are eligible to receive life's supreme benefit. Not everyone. Only those who are pious from their previous lives. Background लिखा है ना? Background means from where it is coming, from the previous life. Of pious life are eligible to receive this life supreme benefit and bestow this benefit. The Supreme Personality of Godhead sent his representative to impart his mercy, and endowed with the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the spiritual master distributes the mercy to those who are elevated and pious. Prabhupada has added another word here, that those who are, previously he was saying those who are pious, but those who are not just pious and elevated also. Thus, the spiritual master trains his disciple to render devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is called Guru Kripa. It is Krishna Prasad. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai. This is the Prasad. What is the Krishna Prasad? Now I may ask, what is Krishna Prasad? What is the understanding? Priyanka? बोलो, ये कहाँ चले गए रियांशी बीच में छोड़ के? नीचे बैठ गई क्या? नींद आ रही है? नींद आ रही है? सुनो सुनो, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. बोलो, अरे आपको अंडरस्टैंडिंग है क्या उसमें? वायर इज द हेजिटेशन? व्हाट इज गुरु प्रसाद? कृष्ण प्रसाद, सॉरी.
Usually, those who are pious in
No,
their
those who
previous
are
life.
pious and elevated, they will receive it. Others cannot receive it. वो तो क्लियर हो गया, क्राइटेरिया ये
So,
भगवान ने, हाँ भगवान ने गीता में भी बोला ना, ये शाम तु अंत गतम पापम जना नाम पुण्य कर्मण, उन्हीं को मिलेगा, वही ले सकते हैं, बाकी ले ही नहीं पाएंगे, अगर देंगे भी तो वो गिरा देंगे या घुमा देंगे. आई एम आस्किंग व्हाट इज कृष्ण प्रसाद. प्रभुपाद डिफाइंड ना व्हाट इज कृष्ण प्रसाद.
ये जो उस बीज को स्प्राउट कर पाता है बाय हियरिंग एंड चैंटिंग.
नहीं नहीं, अरे इट्स सिंपल, पिक अप सिंपल. बोलो रविंद्र.
When the Guru engages us to deity worship
Devotional service.
and devotional service.
Actually, the coming of Guru or Sadhu in our life is Krishna Prasad, nothing else. This is the biggest gift. The biggest gift, the greatest gift is that we have someone in our life who is connecting us with Krishna. This is Krishna Prasad. Everyone is running after Krishna Prasad, but they don't know what is Krishna Prasad. खाली खा के क्या कर रहे हैं, उसको स्टूल में पास कर रहे हैं. But that is not just Krishna Prasad. Krishna Prasad is to have a sadhu in life, a guru in life who trains us in devotional service, who engages us in devotional service. Very, very deep purport. And see, endowed with the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the spiritual master distributes the mercy to those who are elevated and pious. Thus, the spiritual master trains his disciple to render devotional service under the Supreme Personality. This is called Guru Kripa. It is Krishna Prasad, Krishna's mercy, that he sends a bona fide spiritual master to the deserving disciples, not everyone. By the mercy of Krishna, one meets the bona fide spiritual master. And by the mercy of the spiritual master, the disciple is fully trained in the devotional service of the Lord. So the mercy of Krishna is that one receives his representative, and the mercy of the representative is that he connects the jiva with the Supreme Personality. Now, please hear. What is Bhakti Lata Bija means? Bhakti Lata Bij means the seed of devotional service. What is this bij? Everything has an original cause or seed. For any idea, program, plan, or device, there is first of all contemplation of the plan, and that is called the bija or seed. The methods, regulations, rules by which one is perfectly trained in devotional service constitute the Bhakti Lata Bij. I am again reading. The methods, rules, and regulations by which one is perfectly trained in devotional service constitute the Bhakti Lata Bij or seed of devotional service. This Bhakti Lata Bij is received from the spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. Other seeds called Anya Bhilash Bija include Karma Bij and Jnana Bij. So please hear very attentively. If one is not fortunate enough to receive the Bhakti Lata Bij from the spiritual master, he instead cultivates such seeds as Karma Bij, Jnana Bij, or political, social, philanthropic Bij. However, the Bhakti Lata Bij is different from these other Bijas. The Bhakti Lata Bij can be received only through the mercy of the spiritual master. Therefore, one has to satisfy the spiritual master to get the Bhakti Lata Bij. This is very important. Yasya Prasadat Bhagavad Prasada. The Bhakti Lata Bij is the origin of devotional service. Unless one satisfies the spiritual master, he gets the bija or roota of karma, jnana, and yoga, even after initiation. It's very clearly said. Unless one satisfies the spiritual master, he gets the bija or roota, cause of karma, jnana, and yoga, without the benefit of devotional service. But one who is faithful to his spiritual master gets the Bhakti Lata Bij. Only one who is faithful. This Bhakti Lata Bij is received when one is initiated by a bona fide spiritual master. After receiving the spiritual master's mercy, one must repeat his instruction. And this is called Shravanaman Kirtana. Prabhupada is defining Shravanaman Kirtana. That after receiving spiritual master's mercy, one must repeat his instruction. That means one must follow, one must apply. This is called Shravanam Kirtanam, hearing and chanting. One who has not properly heard from the spiritual master or who does not follow the regulative principle is not fit for chanting Kirtan. This is explained in Bhagavad Gita 2.41. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekaha kurunandana. One who has not listened carefully to the instructions of the spiritual master is unfit for chanting or for preaching the cult of devotional service. One has to water the Bhakti Lata Bij by receiving instructions from the spiritual master. Hare Krishna. Very important. I was giving class in Punjab Bagh and I very much emphasized on that. But don't think that the spiritual master is your gardener. No. He gives the seed, the bija. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that you have to become the gardener. And what we have to do? We have to implant that seed in the heart. And how it will sprout and how it will grow? By the process of sinchan, watering. And what is the process of watering? Shravanam and Kirtana. You see how many are left? Only 4 people are here. Everyone is still busy in all other activities. Why? Because they want to come back in this material world. They want to live in the cycle of Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. They don't want to be free. They don't have intelligence. On their own, they don't have intelligence, but they don't accept intelligence of others also. Why? Because they are not having the pious background. They are not elevated. And they are neither intelligent. Again and again, life after life, we will see in front of our eyes only how they get trapped in karma. Again and again. But they are so foolish that they will not change. Still they feel that they are most intelligent people. So very, very important. If you don't eat one day, I don't mind. Your soul will not leave your body. Will it leave your body? It will not. But if you don't hear and chant one day, our contamination will cover. You will have to remain in this body for one more lifetime. This is the responsibility of doing Sichan. Every day we are feeding the body 3 times, 4 times. And when we know that the body is going to die. But what about Sinchan of Bhakti Lata? Of Bija? We will see further, very, very deep discourse. I took 54th verse. But 1 or 2 senior devotees were very happy because I gave the full, and I am very shocked, very, honestly speaking, none of you cared to take out the lecture and hear it. What are you busy in? While you are taking prasad, while you are cooking, why can you not hear? Why you want to also remain like a materialistic person who is foolishly complaining that they don't have time? It is sheer mercy. The Prabhupada is giving so much opportunity, Guru Maharaj is giving so much opportunity to know the very confidential aspects of performing devotional service. With the Jiva is not clear after many, many births also. What he has to do and how he has to do. He is always confused. We are very fortunate to have this Shravanam and Kirtanam program. I told you in the beginning, when I started Srimad Bhagavatam, very few will be able to hear Bhagavatam. Why? Because they don't have the piety. First, they don't have the piety. Second, they don't have the intelligence. So, very important to follow the rules and regulation, the instructions. Because we will see how this Bhakti Lata will grow. The next two verses, it will Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will explain how this Bhakti Lata. Now we have found that we have got the bija. It comes by sadhu kripa only. One who has beach can only give the beach. No one else can give. But one cannot acquire on its own. And what it means to receive the beach is to become a gardener. So every day, sinchan has to be done. Hearing and chanting has to be done. Okay, I'll stop here. It is getting late. It is 9:30. If you have questions, I will take it tomorrow. Yeah. In the morning, I was checking at 5:20. I joined today in the chanting session. Today, Ravindra Prabhu was there and Dayashil Prabhu was there. But if you were not there at 5:20. And Purushottam in the morning, whenever I join early, I never find you. I don't find you and I never find Manoram also. He is struggling because his sadhana is very weak. What can I do? I have so many times told him that your karma, Krishna will only cut if he sees that we are very serious. It is for all of us. It is even for me. It is for everyone. The principle remains the same. As much endeavor we do, as much Krishna is pleased. Krishna is not pleased with the result. Result is in his hand. But he wants to see how much effort we are making. How much intensity we have to do service. So Krishna changes. Okay, so I am stopping here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. You see, wherever, whichever portion I hear, whichever book I pick up, either it is Bhagavad Gita or Chaitanya Charitamrita or Srimad Bhagavatam, this hearing and chanting, very prominently Krishna shows us every time. Just after every few verses, this will again come. Again and again, Krishna is again and again presenting and reinforcing in our heart that we do not try to deviate from here. Which is greatest mercy. Okay, Purushottam, today by Krishna's mercy, I have found a train. I have shared with Ravinder. Haribol, कोई समस्या नहीं है. 2 ट्रेनें दी हैं, डेली जाती हैं चेन्नई और 2100-2200 रुपए भाड़ा एक तरफ का, बस. ठीक है, वो सब हो जाएगी. यात्रा पूरी यात्रा करेंगे. हमारा कोई काम कभी भी रुकने वाला, कहीं कोई समस्या नहीं. और मैंने बस सब घूम लिए. वहां से बस चली आएगी. चेन्नई से बस जाती है नांदेड़ के लिए. एसी बस है, बढ़िया, 800 रुपए में ले जाएगी. कोई समस्या नहीं है. और आज मैं देख रहा था चेन्नई जाएंगे तो दिव्य देश है. तुम लोग शायद नहीं जानते दिव्य देश. जानते हो दिव्य देशम? देयर आर 108 दिव्य देशम. 2 तो वैकुंठ में है, वो तो ऊपर जाओगे तब देखना. सबसे ज्यादा 84 तमिलनाडु में है. सबसे फर्स्ट नंबर है श्रीरंगम में. आप हमारे साथ गए थे पुरुषोत्तम श्रीरंगम?
नहीं प्रभु जी.
नहीं गए थे. And Pradeep, you come with us. You don't try to make your own plan. Okay? Don't tell me I have been here or there. That is all foolishness. So we'll tell you, you come to Chennai from Bangalore. Okay, Ravinder? So we will go from here on Friday. Friday is
Yes,
what?
sir.
26th or 27th?
I think 26.
हाँ ठीक है. रात के 9 बजे ट्रेन जाती है. बिल्कुल सही है. जाके सो जाओ. और अगले दिन हम पूरा ट्रेन में रहेंगे और उसका नेक्स्ट डे सुबह 6 बजे वो पहुंचा देगी. तो बढ़िया है. 2 रात का होटल का स्टे भी बच गया. इट विल बी मच चीपर. ठीक है. We will reach there in the morning in Chennai. I'll find out few places. One devotee he met me today. You know, he is very, very extraordinary devotee. He is from Dwarka, Shant Gopinath Prabhu. Extremely gifted, extremely gifted. He knows Shastras like anything. I mean, it is all coming from his previous life. And somehow I have very good bonding with him. He was my student, Bhakti Shastri, one of my favorite students. So he was sharing to me about Kanchipuram. He said, प्रभु जी कम से कम 3 दिन रुकिएगा. मैं कहा पागल है क्या? 3 दिन क्या करूंगा मैं वहां पे? बोला आप आएंगे नहीं? तो मैंने कहा 3 दिन तो नहीं आएंगे. तो बोला 2 दिन तो देना ही पड़ेगा. वो मुझे आज सिखा रहा था, बता रहा था कि प्रभु जी ये देखिएगा, यहाँ पे इतने दिव्य देशम है. He told me 16 Divya Deshan. We will not go to 16, but we will go to prominent one. The most prominent one, there are two. That is Lord Radha Partha Sarthi in Chennai and Lord Vardharaj in Kanchipuram. Okay. So we'll cover all that. And from there we'll go. So we will cover 3 things. Chennai, Kanchipuram and Ahobalam. ठीक है? अहोबलम में वहां से ट्रेन से वापस आए. मुझे तो यकीन ही नहीं आ रहा है. तिरुपति की कोई ट्रेन 31 घंटे से पहले नहीं है. ये चेन्नई की ट्रेन इतनी जल्दी कैसे निकली है? 3-3, 4-4 ट्रेनें मिली. So Krishna wants that we should go, and I want to be with my God brothers. I don't want to have my separate plan. That is foolishness. That is not good. We have to be in the sangha of sadhus only. Okay? So we'll plan that. Okay, पुरुषोत्तम, ये जितने हम ये 5 जने हैं, ये तो आना ही आना है.
Yes,
हाँ,
Prabhu.
इसमें तो कोई छूट नहीं सकता. कोई और सौभाग्यशाली है तो आ जाएगा, नहीं तो वो जाने उसका काम है. हरे कृष्णा. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय.